At Community First Credit Union, there's a lot to see. We build customized financial solutions so you can enjoy the life you want. We make it comfortable to have a conversation about what's important to you, like helping you stay on course to reach your savings goal. And what's important to us all, like helping to support causes that count. See for yourself what See First can do for you.
Hello, everyone.
Oh my God!
We're just yelling at each other
There is high strangeness going on here.
already.
High strangeness.
Good evening, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Frightfully Good Supernatural Stories with Anne and Renata on the Spirit Realm Network. Today, you are going to be regaled with some amazing stories. Renata, what are you looking at?
I'm looking at some dude who's trying to find a gold mine and got killed in the process.
Ooh, got to be a ghost in there.
I has to.
And I have got some real life stories of things that have happened to people that have a ghostly twist to them. So I hope you can stay and join right to the very end. And if you're watching on any of those platforms, you know what to do. Give us a thumbs up. Make sure you've subscribed. We are only 3 subscribers off 4,700 on YouTube. So if you could pop over to YouTube and give us a subscription, we'd really appreciate that. Anyway, my name is Anne. I am a paranormal investigator, I suppose researcher and content creator, also a dark tourism tour guide. How's that for a list?
Oh my
I
God.
also own and operate Oz Paratech, Australia's largest online paranormal equipment store. Renata, over to you.
Hi, my name is Renata Daniel. I am a paranormal investigator and new grandma.
Woo!
And I'm also a psychic and I own Newcastle Ghost Tours, Witch and Fabulous. And I also create content like there is no tomorrow. So you better find it.
Oh,
check it out.
Hey, Kelly from the UK.
And yes, my passion and my 24/7 every single day is the spirit world.
Spooky ooky stuff. We really do live and breathe it, don't we?
Oh, we do.
And we seem to attract those people around us that have that same lust for the other side.
Which is great. That's
Well, it
our
doesn't
tribe.
mean you're lusting to get to the other side. It just
No.
means you're fascinated by it.
That's our tribe.
Yeah.
That's
And they're all on
our
there right
people.
now.
Hello,
Welcome.
Kelly. Hello, Karen. Hello, Stephen.
Hello, Stephen.
Hello, Bob.
We're going to get some more of those videos up hopefully today. You'll have to excuse me. We've had some insulation put into the house and it seems that I'm allergic to it. So I am sneezing my little head off at the moment. And I did manage to stop it by sticking wads of tissue up my nose, but it was not a good look for doing live shows. So the request I've had now is that you all pop into the comments where you are watching from. Kelly, we had the best time in England, and honest to God, if we could be on a plane tomorrow and back over there for another month, we would.
I've had my rest, Kelly. I'm fine.
Yeah, we're ready
I'm
to
ready
go
to
again.
go again. Absolutely ready. Oh, Cambridge. Love Cambridge.
Oh, we've actually got a little video on YouTube about us in Cambridge.
It might not be that good.
It's us trying to negotiate with a rather large car down little streets where there's millions of bicycles, and we nearly kill people. Anyway, no, I don't mean we try to kill people. It's a very tight squeeze in some of those streets when you're driving a big. They gave us this Jag sort of pace something or other. It was all I'd asked for was a little like small car, and they gave me this huge thing and a Jag, so we were freaking out. Well, yeah, we did that, Kelly. We absolutely happily meet up with people who love the show and watch all our stuff. We met up with Joanne over there, and we met up with Cara, and who was the other gorgeous lady we met up with? And her husband over at the Jolly Roger. What?
Jamaica Inn. Jolly Roger.
Oh, man. Yeah, we had a great time. Anyway.
Jolly Roger's an old nightclub that used to be here in Newcastle.
I never got there.
Oh, didn't you? Oh, you'll remember the sticky floors. Anyone who's been to the Jolly Roger will remember the sticky floors and the drug dealing.
Audrey, we are coming to America. We are definitely coming to America next year, maybe twice. The very start of June, we are hopefully speaking at the Women's Paranormal Conference, which they're obviously they've got to get through this year's conference before they set up next year's conference. But we were asked to speak and right at the start of COVID, and it got canned about 6 weeks before we were meant to fly. So we've been trying to get back ever since. So it should be on for June next year. So we will be there in West Virginia somewhere. And then November next year, 23, we will be bringing a group to do a Frightfully Good haunted holiday in New Orleans. So lots of stuff happening in America, and it will be Renata's first time. Oh, a strawberry fair. Oh, my God. Oh, I do love strawberries. Renata is quickly just subscribing and commenting, and that's Renata's Witch and Fabulous. I can't talk to that.
Yeah, because I can't get on the other one quick enough, my other alias. So just accept me as Witch and Fabulous today, and that will be fine.
Hello, Annie. So that is Renata there. That's not a troll or anyone faking it.
No, it's
I've got some really good pareidolias today.
Have you?
Did you see them?
No.
Oh, we had a bit of kerfuffle with our Canva, but we think we've got it sorted. We've also got our streaming to the Spirit Realm Network sorted now, so we are streaming to the web page as well. And we have got our show set up, ready to go. See what happens when the show's an hour later? We are so much more under control. And welcome everyone to the new time slot. It's much better for us. And now, shall we get on with the show?
Yes.
All right. So
I'm very excited to present this. It's a great story.
I just need to make sure that has switched. It has. So this week's episode of True Hauntings is already out this morning. And where are we this week?
We're in Greenwich Village. The episode is called The House of Death.
Oh, so New York.
Yes.
We've headed into America for this one, and that was a really interesting case yet again. And you'll have to see how Hans Holzer was possibly involved in this case as well. So on to
ADOLPH, Ruth, and the Dutchman's Gold.
Now, you should actually put your notes up there. That might be easier, and then you can I can switch between, but that's okay.
No. Bugger you. It's my turn.
All right.
So in June 1931, an amateur treasure hunter named Dr. ADOLPH Ruth vanished in the Superstition Mountains in Arizona.
Oh, Superstition Mountains.
Isn't that fabulous?
Oh, I love the name.
I want to go there. Yes.
I've been to Arizona. It's very dry and arid, and it's great.
Yeah, as the picture shows.
I think that's the one. That's near New Mexico, isn't it?
He had gone into the rugged mountains in search of a fabulous treasure,
It's fabulous, darling.
The legendary Pareidolia gold mine. that had become known over the years as the Lost Dutchman Mine.
Ooh.
Tragically, Ruth's body was not found until January 1932, when it was discovered with a broken leg and a cryptic letter.
The letter Z, maybe?
I love a cryptic letter.
Or B?
Everyone loves a cryptic letter. The letter read, "I'm sitting under the tree in a creek with the leg broken. I've got to have help quick. Finders of this note, please give to Howard Peterson. P.S. Have found the lost Dutchman." Oh my God, how exciting.
I wonder if he just did that because he knew he was going to die, so he just did it.
Just did it. Well, I guess he was hoping to be found. So, but yeah. Yeah. That's a death letter, really.
Yeah.
Who does he give it to while he's there?
Yeah.
Now, but did Dr. Ruth really find the mysterious lost treasure, as you asked?
Did he?
If he did, he took the secret of its location with him to the grave. The Lost Dutchman Mine is perhaps the most famous lost treasure in American history. Has anyone there heard of that? Let us know. Because if it's that famous, one of you must know something about it.
I'm just going to grab my phone because I heard it dinging.
That
and
would
I don't
be
want it to
really,
ding
really
anymore.
interesting if you know anything about this. It is believed to have been hidden somewhere in the Superstition Mountains, east of Phoenix, Arizona, an arid and inhospitable region that does not lend itself to casual exploration. In other words, don't stop your car in the middle of the desert there and go, I might go for a walk, because you will end up dead. This may be the reason that so many treasure seekers have vanished or died while searching for the lost mine, and perhaps why it has remained lost after all of these years. Don't you love a ghost story about a gold mine? We do a gold mine.
We do.
We actually do a gold mine here in Newcastle, just outside of Newcastle, about 2 hours drive, in a small township called Gloucester. And we go out to a mine called the Mountain Maid Gold Mine. And again, this gold mine is now closed, but we can go right up to the pit head, right up to the very, very start.
The entrance, the mouth.
Yeah, mouth of the gold mine. And we do ghost tours there, and it's absolutely freaking amazing. So the mine is named after German immigrant Jacob Waltz, who came to Arizona in 1860, long after the gold mine had been abandoned. Now, Waltz discovered the mine and allegedly kept its location secret until his death in 1891. But like every good treasure story, there was a map, which adventurers have been seeking ever since. Oh, don't you think those people would kind of just do a secret map where they have like secret signals in it where they know where they're going?
Carved it onto their skin or something like that.
But no one else knows how to get there? Now, some who have disappeared may have just quietly slipped away, unwilling to admit that they failed to find the treasure. Others, though, went into the mountains secretly and just disappeared. Like I said, don't be going out of your car and going into those mountains and thinking it's just a day's walk. It's not. Their names are probably recorded as a missing persons case somewhere and will probably never be found. Others were killed or killed others in their quest for the treasure. There should be a movie with, what's his name?
What's his name?
I'll think of it. He did one of those big treasure hunt movies, which is really good. Partners kill partners, men killed. No.
No, he's pretty famous, Indiana Jones.
He could. That could be one, but it's not the person I'm thinking of. Partners kill partners, men killed for their secrets. The Apache massacred white men who trespassed on their sacred land, and the list goes on. In the summer of 1880, 2 young soldiers appeared in the town of Pinal. They had recently been discharged from Fort McDowell and were looking for work at the Silver King mine operated by Aaron Mason. They asked him to take a look at some gold ore they had found while crossing Superstition Mountain. Mason was stunned to see a bag of extremely rich gold ore. He asked where they had found it, and the soldiers explained that they had been on the mountain and had flushed a deer into one of the canyons. On their way out, they found the remains of an old tunnel and a mine.
Ooh.
This small bag of gold was only a little of what could be found there. Mason asked them if he could find the place again, and they believed they could, having been scouts for the army and very conscious about the details of the landscape. They remembered the mine being in a northerly direction of a sharp peak. Okay, nice. That's a lot of information, which Mason was sure was a landmark known as Weaver's Needle. Am I giving this story away? Is everyone going to go searching for gold? I would.
Can I just grab this just for a second? I've just got to remove something because I just managed to get my StreamYard to work so I can put comments up. And we don't really need to have...
Nick Cage, Jessie, that's it. Nick Cage. Where are we? I'm on the wrong thing.
Yeah, no, don't panic. I just said, remember I said
I want to be where all those...
well, that's what I can't do both at once on the computer. I'm going to do that. So Nick Cage.
Yes,
there we go.
Nick Cage.
She's now up in the comments.
Nick Cage. The soldiers admitted, however, that they knew little about mining. Would Mason go into partnership with them? He agreed and purchased the ore they bought with them for $700, which would have been a bucket load of money back then helped them get outfitted for their return to the mine. They left Pareidolia the next day and didn't return. Mason waited 2 weeks and then sent out a search party. The nude body of one of the soldiers was found beside a leading trail to the mountain. He had been shot in the head. The other man was found the next day and had been killed in the same manner.
Oh, here we go.
Apaches? No one knows. The murders were never solved.
It's not like they had street cam to be able to work out who did it.
No. A year later, bless you, and 1,000 bless yous for all those
sorry,
to come.
guys.
A prospector named Joe Deering showed up in Pareidolia and worked as a part-time bartender. After hearing about the death of the two soldiers, he began hiking into the mountains, looking for the mysterious mine. He was more successful in his search, but I wouldn't say that his luck turned out any better. According to Deering, he had discovered the mine and that it was kind of a pit shaped like a funnel with a large opening at the top. He said that the pit had been partially filled in by debris and there was a tunnel that had been walled over with rocks.
Oh, they tried to hide it.
Deering planned to work as a bartender until he could make enough money to excavate his find. So he took a job at the Silver King mine, intent on saving his money. And then he was killed in a cave-in a week later.
Oh, it's a bit cursed, isn't it?
Over the next few decades, more strange deaths occurred in the Superstitious Mountains. A local eccentric named Elisha Rivas was found beheaded near his cabin in 1896. In the early 1900s, two prospectors spent a decade looking for the lost gold mine until one of them went insane and tried to kill the other. In 1910, the skeleton of a woman was found in a cave. High in the mountains, several gold nuggets were found with her remains. Oh. And then in June 1931, Dr. ADOLPH RUTH went looking for the Dutchman's lost mine. Were it not for ADOLPH RUTH and the story of the lost Dutchman mine, there would probably have been little more than a footnote in Arizona history as one of the hundreds of lost mines rumoured to be in the American West. ADOLPH RUTH was a 66-year-old veterinarian employed by the U.S. Department of the Agricultural Bureau of Animal Husbandry, who had a long obsession for locating fabled lost treasures. Through Ruth's son Edwin, who had been working in Mexico, ADOLPH came into possession of maps of mines in the Borrego Desert area in Southern California. So in 1914, Adolph and Edwin made a brief but unrewarding trip to California. They came away empty-handed, but Adolph became obsessed. 5 years later, he returned to the Borogo Desert on his own. His adventure turned tragic. When his father did not return, Edwin assembled a search party. 3 days after going missing, Adolph was located at the bottom of a steep ravine. Crippled by a fractured thigh bone, he could only wait for rescue. His leg was so badly broken that a plate had to be used to repair the damage. His limb was shortened, leading to a lifelong limp. But he remained obsessed with the West's lost mines. It was an old newspaper article titled "One of Arizona's Lost El Dorados" that further fueled Adolph Ruth's desire to find Jacob Waltz's lost mine treasure. By the summer of 1931, sorry, I've been reading for too long, the lame 66-year-old was ready to set off for Arizona despite the protests of his wife and 2 sons. He left Washington, D.C. in his newly acquired used Essex and arrived in Arizona 9 days later. After familiarizing himself with the rugged Superstition Mountains, he finally set off on his quest for fame and fortune on June the 13th, 1931, writing to his family, "Tomorrow morning, I'll prospect some." He was never seen or heard from again. Adolph only planned to be gone for 2 weeks, and when he did not return, a hasty search was made of the area where he was last seen. No trace of him was found. Finally, in December 1931, a human skull was discovered in the mountains. That photo, by the way, that you're seeing there are the remains of his bones.
Oh, wow.
It was compared with Ruth's dental records and a positive match was made. The missing doctor, or part of him at least, had been found. But that wasn't all. There were 2 bullet holes in the skull.
Oh.
Who is killing these people? The missing treasure hunter had been murdered. A month later, in January 1932, human remains were discovered about 3/4 of a mile from where the skull had been found. Though the remains had been scattered by scavengers, they were undoubtedly Ruth's. Many of Adolph's personal effects were found at the scene, including a pistol, not missing any shells, and the metal pins used to mend his broken bones.
I wonder if he was asleep when it happened. Oh, honestly.
One thing was missing. The map that Adolph had brought with him had purportedly marked the location of the lost
My dad
Dutchman
keeps calling. I'm
mine.
going to just quickly call him. I'll leave you with it, Renata.
Lying near the remains was Adolph's checkbook, which contained a letter and alleged directions to the mine. He ended the note with 3 words, "Veni, Vidi, Vici," Latin for "I came, I saw, I conquered." Did the unassuming veterinarian and the would-be prospector find the location of the lost mine? We will never know. Arizona's authorities didn't convene a criminal inquest to Dr. Ruth's death. They argued that Ruth had probably succumbed to thirst or heart disease. Another official suggestion was suicide, ignoring the fact that Adolph had been shot twice and no bullets were missing from his gun. Many people, including Adolph's family, believed there had been murdered for his map to the lost mine. Whatever happened to Adolph Ruth, his story became a national sensation.
There's got to be a movie in that.
The wire services picked up the news of his death and ran it for all it was worth, one writer noted. The mysterious tale was a welcome reprieve from the bleak news of the Depression years, and it took on a life of its own, building a new legend of the lost Dutchman mine that continues to endure many decades later. And this story actually comes from the writings of Troy Taylor, another very, very well-known man in the ghost hunting and parapsychological circles of today. He writes fabulous stuff, so I thank Troy for doing all the work for me. And I hope you enjoyed that story about lost gold mines and all that exciting stuff.
So I'll just pop you back over to there. Suspicious happenings on Suspicious Mountain. Yeah, you're not wrong. So yeah, that brings us into our Crapple Cool Pareidolia. Sorry guys, I was trying to get my StreamYard up and working so I could put your comments up, but it just would not turn the volume completely down. No matter what I tried, I muted everything and it still misbehaved. But let me go on to our Crapple Cool Pareidolia. So those playing at home, it's a part of the human brain that tries to make things into something meaningful. If we see a pattern in shadows or dappled leaves or mosaics, our brain will try to make something recognizable out of it. For example, faces in the clouds, patterns in a particular image, usually visual, so that one sees an object, pattern, or meaning where there is none. Now, Renata, I'm not sure. I think you did that one before. And I think that was left over from the last one, but I still love that. It's a terrifying looking face.
I probably have done that one before, but I did.
It was actually yours. I think it was left from because we.
No. It was. I did find it and put it up, so it is new.
That is yours, right?
It is new, but I may have done it before. You don't want to see that when they're doing a scan, do you?
What would you do if you were getting like a pregnancy scan, and that showed up in the pregnancy scan? What would you do? It would be freaky as. I mean, what do you guys see there? Write it in the comments what you guys see. How are we going on the Spirit Realm Network? We got any comments on that one there, Renata? Because you've got that page open there.
No
one's on there. If there's someone watching us on the actual network on the .net, make a comment so we know that you're there. We'd love to chat to you as well. Yeah, that's an adult in the scan. It looks like an eyeball, a nose, and a mouth to me. That's slightly scary. Anyway, thanks for that one, Renata. Let me share you the one I found.
I love that. It looks like a god, isn't it?
It looks like something straight out of Stranger Things. So Audrey saw the face in that last one, and Danielle said it's like Jesus painting they screwed up restoring. I like that, Danielle. So this one is actually lightning, and it was titled Lightning Walking. But it's just a lightning bolt that's grounded with some trailers that go off to the side. But yeah, Karen, I agree. It looks like something straight off Doctor Who. And Jessie and Audrey both think it's Thor. There is a joke about Thor.
I saw something.
So Thor, I can hardly. No, yeah. Anyway, Zena said lightning bolt wanting a hug. Yeah, but it very definitely looks like something walking. It's a very humanoid shape, isn't it? So that's Pareidolia. Our brain is mapping that into a human. Now, look, I'm just going to put this one here, and I'm just going to leave that there for you to look at. I'm not sure. Oh, can you say anything there, Renata?
That just looks very, very bad. I can't unsee what I'm seeing now. I can't unsee what I'm seeing.
So it's a basin and a plug hole, and they've got the tap that's going over the basin towards the plug hole, and they've got a set of hands in. They're showing this is where you get your soap dispense to wash your hands. But of course, those people with grotty brains, like moi, will see something. Yes, Karen, you know the joke about Ida Buttrose and I'm so Thor. Yes. That is obscene. Yes, Jessie's got it. Catherine's got it. Yeah, that's a plug hole, all right. Look, I have to say, I got these ones from a Facebook group called Pareidolia, so I just saw them and I thought, I've got to share this with these guys. They're going to love it.
And as we learned last week, when you do see these, well, not necessarily that, but when you do see faces in random things, it actually does mean that your brain is working well. It can lead you astray, and it can make you see things that aren't really there. But it is, your brain is functioning properly because it is trying to make sense out of anomalous things. Yeah, anomalous shapes.
You're pure, Karen. You're pure. Karen sees a dog face.
That is possible.
Yes,
it is very possible,
yes.
at a stretch.
I think Audrey's just got it. You wonder, did the graphic designer do that deliberately? Have they done that deliberately, and that nobody's picked it up until it's gone up there? So
No, I bet you it's somewhere in Japan.
yeah. Anyway, this one is really cool.
Yeah, it's a plant strangling a person.
It's a superhero. You can't see that's a superhero? It looks like a superhero to me.
I read somewhere recently that plants actually rule the world.
Yeah.
And they are secretly in cahoots in trying to kill us all, because in the end, when we die, we become soil again, and they eat us.
Yeah. Yep.
There you go.
So for all those people that are vegans and eating plant matter is okay, remember they eat us. So isn't it fair? You can switch it around and, well, I suppose they are eating plants, aren't they? Yeah, Power Ranger. Yeah, it could be a Power Ranger. Oh, Karen's just seen the other image now and what it looked like. Dave the Triffids, Plant Man. I love that one. It's really cute. Looks like an alien plant, says Audrey. Who's new to watching our show today? We've got any new. Hi, Mark. How are you? Do we have any first timers here that are watching? Oh, we also have to give a big shout out to Jim. It's Jim's birthday today.
Oh, hello, Jim. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jim. Happy birthday to you. That is our producer and the grand poobah of the Spirit Realm Network. So everyone, wish him a happy birthday. All right, I need to get back over into the show. I'll put that back into the stream, and I'll pop over to here. And guess what? My turn. Now, I can't even remember where I originally found these creepy true ghost stories, but I had a whole list of them saved, and I thought, wouldn't it be a good idea to share some of them with you? But I do remember they were true ghost stories, and that it was people who were recounting experiences they had had themselves. So, let Auntie Anne tell you all a story. So this one is about a cell phone. So a couple of months ago, my friend's cousin, who was a single mother, or is a single mother, bought a new cell phone. And don't we all love buying a new cell phone? Trying to transfer all those files across? No. After a long day of work, she came home, placed her phone on the counter, and went to watch TV. I would have taken my phone over to watch TV and multi-skilled and played with the new phone and watched TV at the same time. You do that too, don't you, Renata?
I do.
Like she's right now. Her son came to her and said, Mum, can I play with the new phone? Now she said, no, it's okay. Yes, you can. Just don't call anyone, don't text anyone, don't mess with the settings or anything like that. He agreed, and off he went, happy as Larry, playing with the new phone. Do you like the effort I've gone to selecting photos here?
Yes, Anne.
I think I've done a great job. At around 11:20, she was a bit tired and starting to nod off, so she decided to go up and tuck her son into bed. She walked into the room and saw that he wasn't there. She freaked out and then ran over to her room to find him sleeping on her bed with the phone in his hand. What if there was a pile of used tissues?
Oh, stop. He's only a little boy.
No, I'm
Stop.
not a little boy.
Stop.
I couldn't find a photo of a teenager.
Oh, okay.
Relieved, she picked up her phone, backed up from his hand to inspect it. Of course, getting worried that he hasn't done the right thing. So she had checked through and she noticed there was only a few minor changes, like he made a new background and a banner for her. And then she opened it up to the pictures. And of course, he'd been taking a few pictures there as well. And she went through and started deleting the pictures until there was one picture left. And that picture rather disturbed her. When she first saw it, she was in total disbelief. It was a photo of her son sleeping on her bed, but the picture was taken by someone else above him. And it showed the left half of an elderly woman's face.
Is that creepy ass thing you've got in the corner there?
Hey, look, I went to a lot of trouble to create that picture.
That's a creepy ass picture.
Well, I couldn't put a photo of you.
No one wants to see that. That's just awful.
I thought I was being lovely, not putting. I'm trying to be the new me here.
God.
I'm trying really hard to be the new me. And when they said creepy ass old lady in the photo, I thought, no, Renata's not creepy ass old lady at all. I'm not going to put her photo there. I'll find a really creepy ass photo and Photoshop it in there. And now I'm in trouble. So next time it says a elderly woman's face, guess whose photo's going up there? Don't say I didn't try. Don't say I didn't try. So the idea is, who took the freaking photo? If it's above the bed and he is sleeping, did he have a friend over that took the photo? Is there someone that's stalking them? Was it a ghost?
Or what about a ghost picking up a camera and taking a photo? What the hell?
Clever.
That is very clever.
We actually have some footage from Q Station at Manly where one of our IR cameras look like it's been picked up and it gets turned around like somebody's looking at what it is, and then they drop it down, and there is no other images on that camera. And none of the other cameras are in a position to capture that camera, because if you cross the IR lights, you get flares.
The stream.
Don't cross the stream. So did you enjoy that one? Was that one okay? Thank you. Who have we got? Oh, they're all saying happy birthday, Jim. And looks like he's saying peekaboo. That's very creepy. All right, thank you. Going to get on to my next story now. Maybe I should have done a few of these. I think we're going to run out of time. Time for another story with Auntie Anne. One night, when I was maybe 10 or 12, I had trouble falling asleep.
You don't have a telescope in your room.
Shut up, this is not me. I'm reading a story for someone else. Jeez. Oh my God. We're challenged. We're challenged today.
Yeah, it's all right.
But I like the fact that you're interrupting me. That's really good.
I'm pulling your leg. And that table and those chairs are just crap. No one would sit there. Absolutely no one. That's rubbish. Whoever thought that up
Renata
should go back to school, wherever they went, and think up different types of furniture.
Look, what I'm trying to do is
shit.
Oh, Jesus. Now I know what I do to her. Okay, so what it is saying is my bedroom was the entire top floor of our house, with my bed being on the left side and storage closets and a play area being on the right. So I'm trying to give people the sense of how this long room was set up, and they've got their play area on that side and the bed's out of sight. See what I've done there?
Shit. Never mind. No, I'm not complaining about you. I think yes.
Obviously you are.
It is, Zena. It's an IKEA catalogue picture and it's crap.
Well, tell Canva that, because it's stock footage from them. So once again, just for those who haven't kept up with the storyline, I am reading true life ghost stories or things that have happened to people that have scared them, and they've related their story.
That room would scare me. I would go up there and go, holy shit!
It's so clean. I do like the bookshelves though. That's good. I like the bookshelves.
Anyway, carry on.
I was lying in bed when I heard a noise from the other side of the room. And I see a rocking horse beginning to rock.
Oh, that was a good noise.
Ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk. I think my noise is better.
Ka-chunk.
It was sitting just outside one of the storage closets, and it proceeded to rock back and forth, making its way halfway across the room until it got to the center and stopped dead under the ceiling light. At this point, they began to freak out and they just buried their head under the blankets to never peek out again until morning. Now, we all know it is a fact, ladies and gentlemen, that if you pull the sheet of protection over your head, the ghosts can't touch you. Isn't that right, Renata?
That is true.
So, in the morning, it was confirmed that it wasn't a dream. It hadn't been a nightmare because the rocking horse was still in the center of the room where they had seen it rock to the position. Now, what happened with the parents is they got up and they told them off. They got a stern reprimand for being out of bed, playing with the toys well past my bedtime. Turns out that their bedroom was directly below the storage closet play area, and they too had heard the creaking of the rocking horse shuffling across the room. The end.
Fabulous.
I liked them. I thought they were good little short horror stories that we could share with people.
Yeah, that's good.
I just didn't realise they're going to be short as what they were, but that's okay.
That's okay.
Because we could remove that and we could put us back in. Yeah, the rocking horses are also very creepy.
Does anyone have a question for us? Because we got some time left. We've got a few minutes left. So kind of if you have a question for us.
Yeah, we are both paranormal investigators. So maybe you have a story, a ghost story of your own.
Oh, Cindy, you've seen shit like that. Oh, what did you see? What happened to you?
We might even be able to bring someone on. What do you reckon?
Oh, let's not play with that. Let's not play with that.
That's easy. All I have to do is cut and paste it into there. So if I do that, that's all it is. And we can see if it works. If you've got a ghost story that you would like to tell, I'm going to put a link into the comments, and all you have to do, now don't click on it because you'll end up in all sorts of trauma where your microphone and cameras won't work. You have to cut and paste it and put it into something like Google Chrome, or I don't think it works terribly well on Firefox. So something like a good, strong search engine, and then request to join, and you will be able to come on and tell your story. Hopefully, because last time we tried to do this, people's microphones weren't working. So we've got a question in the meantime. What was the scariest thing that happened to each of you? What's the scariest thing that's happened to you?
Staying married to my first husband, that was really scary. That was the freaking scariest thing ever. Honestly, I have to say that nothing really potentially life-threateningly scary or whatever, Audrey, has happened to me in all the years that I have been doing this. I'm very controlled when I go out and do this sort of thing. I really make sure that I'm not placed into a situation where I fear what's going to happen next, because my night vision is really bad. And so I really have to know where I am and what I'm doing. And it's not something, getting married altogether, Tammy, that's right. And I can't. It's kind of never. I've never encountered really anything that sort of made me feel as though I'm scared out of my wits. I truly have not. I truly haven't. And I know people get a thrill out of being scared and that sort of stuff. That's not me. I don't like that.
I
but,
like that too. I'm not going anywhere without my bra on. Hair, on the other hand, if the jumper's floppy enough.
Who? What? Where? What did I miss? What did I miss?
I probably should. Cindy said she'll come on and tell a story.
When you have a bra on.
Got a bra on.
That's all right. That's fine. That's fine.
And my scariest thing probably was when I had less knowledge. If we want to talk about something paranormal, it would be when I had less knowledge of what was going on, and I've completely forgotten what it is now. But once you've learnt a little bit more about the paranormal, you become less fearful of it. I know that when I first started out, when I heard my first EVP, that freaked me out quite a bit, because I didn't really believe that it was a thing until I heard it on my own recorder with my own ears, where I know there was no man within QE, half a mile, maybe a mile, and there was a man's voice very definitely on there. Have you? Oops, sorry, Zena. Just Cindy. Have you ever seen a demon? No. Demonic energies, to me, I just call them negative energies. To me, demonic is more Christian belief based, and demons in other cultures actually are benevolent beings, or beings to be worked with and not feared. That's more of a Christian concept. So not so much believing in demons. Have I encountered negative stuff? Yeah, but I think to me they're just frustrated souls who can't deal with where they are, don't understand what's happening, or are trying to reach someone and they're frustrated because they don't know how to. So, Renata, have you seen a demon?
No. I'm quite happy to say no. What would that look like? I have no idea. We see plenty of demons in our dreams. So does our subconscious mind have a picture, a storage picture of what a demon should look like, because they have appeared in our dreams, and therefore we set those dreams alive in our conscious mind when we are going out ghost hunting? Because honestly, we see a lot of pictures now on the internet. Are they stored in our mind and come up when we are searching for demon? Because that's what our brain does. It's pareidolia. It's okay, we have some sort of an image in front of us. We have a storage of images in our brain, and our brain goes,
as well.
Yeah, our brain goes, I'm going to match those two, and that's what you see. I don't know. Who really knows what a demon looks like, unless you've had some sort of an experience, and then that is your personal experience. That's what your brain has shown you as the demon that you are looking at. Is it somebody else's? Can somebody else see exactly that same thing? Probably not. So this is where the interesting stuff starts to happen, and the interesting discussion can be had about what these demons are and where they come from. Where are they manifesting from? Our subconscious mind, or something out there that is projected, or something that exists out there? Don't know.
And 4 people could be in a room and all see the same entity. One will say, that is demonic. Another person will say, that's a negative energy. Another person will go, I don't see anything. And the fourth person will go, oh, no, that's my grandma. They're all right. It's just your perception. Danielle said, seeing a figure of girl standing on the side of the road at 3 a.m. just near the site of a fatal car accident. She was gone when I looked in the rear view mirror. I wonder if you've seen that psychically as a medium.
Wow.
That would be interesting. Hi, Anna from Leicester in the UK. Oh, I miss the UK. Dave Schrader's over in Ireland right now.
You saw a horned soul with power. So how did this thing of power come through to you? Because I can understand seeing a horned soul, but what does the power, how did that translate for you, Cindy? That's what I'm interested in. How do you know it had power? What did it show you?
And in pagan circles, that is actually one of their gods who would be helping them. It's not actually a demonic thing. It's a thing of benevolence. So once again, it's the eyes of the person and the knowledge that they have.
Absolutely. I mean, you may have seen a...
Oh, that would have been scary at the age of 13. Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. It would have been scary. And if someone hadn't sat down and talked you through that and talked through the options about that, that would have been something that now reflects upon you every time you might have an experience where you go, oh, my God, I'm going to see something that could be scary. That could be that horned thing again. And we all know that anything that's horned is now kind of identified as demonic, because we think about the devil that in Christianity has horns. And yet again, in pagan history, it is one of the gods of the earth and gods that are celebrated as bringing fortuitous abundance. So it really does.
And of great power, yet again.
Yeah, it is very much something that is, through the eyes of the seeker
belief system.
And your belief system and the biases that you are brought up with and your knowledge and all of that sort of stuff. So,
by the way, are we liking our lights in the background there? I've got a nice little setup there. I thought that looked rather cool. And we've got a new light, which is making us look so much better. Renata, that's what it is. That's why yours is, because that light's on. If you turn that off.
Too late.
We've got a really good question here from Anna. Leave that alone. What do you feel is more reliable, trying to speak with spirits using historical communication techniques or new age technology? So I gather, Annie, you're talking about like the table tipping, glass dowsing, Ouija board, the old school type communication, seance communication, compared to using ITC, like spirit boxes, ovulists, and that sort of thing. I reckon suck it and see. Try everything until you find what works best for them. I love the old seance communication, but there is always the doubt for me that one of the humans involved is manipulating the situation. And then the whole problem with the new age technologies is that unless you're using something like the Estes method, you end up with suggestibility. So if someone says, are you male or female, you are listening for the answer male or female. Whereas if you ask the question, did you prefer mail or telegram, it would have been male. There would have been a completely different answer to the male or female. So that there's all that sort of issue as well. I hope that makes sense. So suck it and see. What do you think on that one?
I don't think anything is foolproof. I don't think there is a 100% reliable source. And you, as Anne said, I think you have to try whatever you feel you are comfortable doing. And going back to Cindy and going, caused by sexual feelings, I was 13, possibly, Cindy, and talking about you. It really depends on what you feel comfortable in doing. A lot of old-style technology or techniques, I guess.
This isn't Cindy that asked that.
Yeah, I know. I'm just kind of going back to that. Because you might be fearful of something, it might stop you from using one thing or the other. The old style things require you to be part of it, as in you have to be touching
Your
something
energy.
or creating that flow, whatever it is. With technologies, and this is why people steer clear of the old stuff and kind of veer to the new stuff, because it's like it's happening externally. Whatever we're using seems to be an external thing that we're using. And they, in their brain, they kind of go, I think that's going to be more safe because it's kind of over there, rather than a hands-on thing like table tipping or glass dowsing or Ouija board. Let's mention that. Because we've got our hands on that and we're acting as some sort of a source energy or a connection, people are terribly fearful that means that whatever they're using, the spirit is going to come through that and kind of get sucked into our soul because we've got our hands on it, whatever. So, if you're going to be doing this, you're better off to start with something that you're feeling comfortable in using. Again, we don't want to go to that fear factor and start to work with it in negative suggestibilities.
And Cindy, at the age of 13, good on you that you are strong now, because that's the most important thing from all of this, that you are now strong.
Absolutely,
and have lost that
Cindy.
fear. But at the age of 13, there are so many hormones that are going around in your body and chemicals that are affecting your brain. And it's where we start to become sexual as girls. We start to discover parts of our body that do things that we never realized they do. And we start to menstruate and do all sorts of stuff. And sometimes that is manifested in our dreams because we don't know how to deal with it. And I remember having a horrible dream about my father, and I felt sensations in my body that I had never had before in my life, and I didn't know a female could have that feeling, if you know what I'm getting on about there, when I was around about the age of 13. And I woke up so confused and flushed and flustered. It wasn't my father. He wasn't there, but it was my body trying to show me these experiences without actually having someone do anything to me. You know what I mean?
And Cindy, you use the word weak. I wouldn't use the word weak. I would say you just weren't aware at the time. You didn't know any better. No one had explained those things to you. So, be careful the words that you use, because those words that you use are very that they can be something that goes very deep into your psyche and starts to describe you as a person, and you take it on. So weak is a bad word to use. Yeah.
And I'm going to quickly do this one because we really do have to get out of here now. If you could have a real conversation with the spirit of any person, who would you love to speak to? I would actually love to speak to my friend Jay McPherson, who was a medium, and he actually got me into all of this field. He's now passed, and ask him what's going on the other side, because he was a medium on this side of the world. He would hopefully be able to give me the answers the way I would understand them, and satisfy my curiosity. And you, Renata?
I don't know. I'm a Libra and I'd have to think about that.
Look, guys, we have to end it up there. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. I hope you've enjoyed the show. If you have, send us some hearts on Facebook. If you're on YouTube, make sure you have liked and subscribed. As I said, we're only 3 off a nice big round 0. We would really love you to support us that way. Doesn't cost a thing. We will be back next week at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or 10 a.m. Sydney Australian Time. And True Hauntings podcast, look it up on Spotify, iTunes, or your podcasting store, and get that into you as well, because it's a hoot. You will have some really good laughs on that. And we need to get out of here. And what do we say?
See you on the dark side.
And remember to stay spooky. Bye.